Hello, good afternoon, good evening, or good morning, depends on where in the world you are watching. Depends, that's a new one. Anyway, hello, this is Showtime number 6. A week later, a week and 1 day later than it should have been. How are you all doing? I have stories to tell. Oh my god. Anyway. So, last week, my boiler exploded on the Saturday. So, the Friday night, I did my cast with Katowice from Pirates. You all watched it, no doubt. Anyway, the next day, I felt fine. Don't worry about that. I felt fine, right? Felt fine. Me, boss. Felt fine. Anyway, we're going to change the rules of that one. I'll come to that later. My boiler decides to explode. I was there trying to put on some hot water to do some washing up, and it decides to explode. There's the boiler. There's my face. Boom. I'm quite lucky, to be fair. What happened, I think, is all the electrics blew. So it was a blue flame shot out from all sides of the box of the boiler. If you've ever seen the boiler in your house, you should go look at it and be able to visualize what I'm saying. But basically, I was right there with my head right next to it, and it goes kabooey. Anyway, that instantly means no hot water, that means no heating, and it also means you better leave your house immediately because in England we use gas as a fuel source. So with gas as a fuel source, it explodes. That's how you burn it and you make heat, right? So it makes sense. Anyway, I had to phone the National Gas Helpline. The gas helpline decides to come out and it tells us to evacuate. So we evacuate the building. Luckily, the guy turned up and checked everything in the house and it was fine. There was no gas leak. However, he put a big sticker on my boiler that says, do not use unless you are an official person that can deal with this sort of thing. Because it's effed. Like royally effed. You are not going to use this or even try to use this, good sir. I phoned my landlord. Hi, landlord. The boiler exploded. And he's like, oh, really? Yes, really. He then decides to phone up a workman who will come round on the Monday. This is Saturday, so that's 2 days without heating. Remember, it was -1 last week. If you live in England, it was very snowy for all of the country. And we're going through a cold phase, a cold snap as it's called. So, I was in the cold. With no heating, no electric, nothing. Because not only is my landlord delaying the repairing of the boiler, my new job that I've just moved to had also failed to pay me. Now, as you move into a new job, you often get a situation where you don't get paid for the first month very well. There's a complication, they don't have your bank details correct, or they don't do you correctly. Sure enough, I was left out. So I was told not to worry, it's all dealt with, it's all going to be fine, and I had to wait. So fine, I waited. It's on its way, I was reassured. So now I'm left with no money, no heating, no hot water, no nothing. I have a house, but the house is actually colder than outside. Might as well have had snow inside and built a snowman. And that snowman could have looked at me with pity, black hole eyes, and I would have punched it in the face. Because I was angry. So, anyway, so the workman's coming on the Monday. I go down to the living room. There's a broken electric heater in the place of like a fireplace. Looking like a fireplace. And I went over to it and I broke it apart. I opened it up, rewired it, reattached all the wires inside of it and got one of the elements working. Normally these sort of gas heaters have multiple elements and one of them got working. The other one still didn't work and it still doesn't to this day, but one of them worked. So then we decked out our living room in quilts and stuff like that. And we all piled into it. Me and my 2 children and my wife piled into this concoction of quilts and stuff and spent the entire day there. It was reasonably okay warm. Anyway, that was the Sunday-ish. Anyway, the Monday rolls around, still no money, and still the boilerman comes around. The boilerman comes around and says, by Wednesday, he will have the parts and be able to do it. My landlord then phones as soon as the guy leaves and says, we're not using him. Another guy will come tomorrow who will then look at the boiler. So it's another day, Monday, where we were unable to get to my computer. If I tried, my hand would have stuck to the mouse mat. Because my mouse mat's metal. So I would have put my hand on it, I would have stuck to it. It was that cold. You could see your breath. Anyway, so I complained to my work, was like, hey guys, still no payment. They're like, don't worry, it's on its way, right? Don't worry, it's on its way. Fine, okay, fine, it's on the way. That's brilliant. So the Tuesday hit. The guy came round to look at the boiler, but he didn't come round until 3 p.m. Meant to be there by 11 in the morning, didn't come round to 3 p.m. So that's great. Workmanship for you, right? 4-hour difference. I was spending the entire day on my mobile phone, found a really cool Russian card game. It was actually really good. I can't remember the name of it, but I would tell you. And I played that on my mobile pretty much the entire day while trying not to freeze. Remember, I've just moved to a completely new area and I have no idea where any shops are or anything. My partner had taken the car off to do something else, so I was left alone, freezing. She then comes home, bitching at me for being in front of the fire, trying not to freeze to death. It was again -1 outside with snow. So that was good. Anyway, I decided then that not much else I can do apart from try and survive. So that was the Tuesday. On the Wednesday, we were told that the workmen will be arriving on the Thursday to get everything sorted. Don't worry, on the Thursday everything will be sorted. Luckily, I was able to borrow some money and I was able to buy an electric heater. So at this point, I was able to actually get back to my computer, but this was Wednesday night. However, my children were not able to have one. Apart from the living room, we were able to sort everything out. So we had a little bit of frozen food, which, by the way, we could leave out without a freezer and it would be still frozen. So that was good. Save on the electric, right? Anyway, so I had an electric heater at that point, but I had to catch up with work. So I wasn't able to do any shows because basically I wasn't able to work. And I spent the entire day phoning companies to try and get things sorted out. Not just my heating and electric, but other companies as well who are trying to screw me over. For example, I have a law firm trying to sue me, right? But luckily they're incompetent. And that's the reason I didn't use them in the end, and that's the reason they're trying to sue me. I was getting them to drop my new contract for my new workplace, but they got things wrong. They got not only the address of the company wrong, they got my address wrong. So if they got my company's address wrong and my address wrong, I thought they're a bit too incompetent to actually get it correct. So I said, no, thank you. I don't want you to do it because you're not even sending my documents to the right address. Anyway, they said, thank you for the complaint, and nothing more was said of it. They knew I was moving because it was part of the contract terms. Anyway, I then move. Recently, that was over a month ago now, all the mail caught up with me. All the mail previously at my old address was caught up with me, and they've been trying to contact me all last month, trying to sue me for this money, but at my old address. So they didn't even get my address changed correct, right? This is how good they are. So I'm not really worried about them suing me because basically they can't organize a piss up in a brewery. Anyway, back to the actual story. On the Wednesday, yeah, I was able to do a bit of work and that was okay, but I was mainly spending my time dealing with bills and all that jazz. And then the workman phoned up and said he'll be there the next day. Awesome, I thought. So he then comes in the next day. Still not paid, by the way, on the Thursday. So they came in on the Thursday, still no money in, still couldn't do much. And they had all the doors open in the house. So not even our little heater in the living room was doing anything at this point. They didn't leave trying to install the new boiler until 9 p.m. that evening. So, yeah. But it was a successful install and we did have heating. Hooray, I hear you say. We had heating and hot water by 9 p.m. on the Thursday after it blowing up on the Saturday. Record timing, right? Record times. Anyway, the landlord came round, inspected everything. Everything seemed fine. This is on the Friday. So on the Friday they came round. Still no money, by the way. And everything was like that. So over the weekend on the Friday, I was trying to get hold of my new employers and saying like, hi, I'm a month behind my rent. I don't have any money for food or electric or gas or anything, including anything comes under that subject of anything. Anyway, they responded with, don't worry, don't worry. Actually, no, they didn't respond at all. Over the weekend, I was then very stressed out, unable to really do much. I just tried to forget about things, but I was sleeping all last week about 2 hours a night, maybe 3 if I was lucky or if I fell unconscious long enough. Mostly in my chair in my workroom, sometimes though on the floor in front of the fire. So I wasn't really fit state to really do much casting.
Over the weekend, though, things started recovering. I started getting a bit more sleep, but not really that much more because I still didn't have any money. And I was getting very concerned because it was becoming the end of the month. And at the end of the month, that's when bills come out. And when bills come out, they expect money to be in the account. And if there's no money in the account for bills to go out with, then they don't pay the bill. And then things happen that aren't quite very nice. If you're too young to understand, don't worry, one day you will. And it'll be a day that you wish you were a child again. As children, we decide we want to be older, and as we're older, we decide to be children again. That's the way it works. Anyway, so Monday hits, still not paid. At this point, I had stayed up all night to talk to my bosses because I thought they'll be into work early, and I need to deal with it. They're many hours ahead of me, so I was like, I'll stay up. I'm not sleeping anyway, and I'll just talk to them. So they didn't come into work. My direct boss I knew was out on business anyway, but the finance guy should have been there. He didn't respond to me at all. He ignored my emails and my messages. So then my boss came in around midday. I hadn't slept for over 2 days, and every day that I had slept was only 1 or 2 hours. I then messaged him going, dude, I can't work today. I'm fucked. I need help. And he was like, what do you need help with? I said, I'm not paid. I've got no money. He was like, leave it with me. And that was it. So I went to bed. And when I got back up, I then had a message. I only slept for like 2 hours. And I got up and I had a message from the finance guy. And he was like, hi, is there a problem? No, it wasn't even that. It was, hi, how are you? How am I? And I really contemplated saying something. But basically I replied with, not so good, thanks. Still not being paid. It is almost the end of the next month. Let me check on that. About 4 hours pass. I then message him again saying, hi, do you have an update? Yes, hold on a sec. And then, mysteriously, minutes later, my pay is received in my account. And I was like, wait, what? And he replies back, yes, there it is. Sorry, we had to emergency transfer it. You kind of got lost in the process of bureaucracy. So that was that. But anyway, that was yesterday. I then had to proceed to spend the entire day basically doing bills, right? Phoning people up, paying bills, and saying like, hi, here's your money, sorry I was late. Hi, here's your money, sorry I was late. Phone up the landlord, hi, here's your money, sorry it's late. And so on and so forth. Buying food, buying clothes, buying gas, switching everything back on, and just generally fixing everything. And sleeping. That's what I did last night. So that's why there was no cast yesterday, because I was dead to the world. Anyway, last night I went to bed at a reasonably proper time and got around 8 hours sleep, which felt like an eternity, considering I've only had 2 hours sleep average over the last week prior to that one. Yeah. Anyway. How many think I'm missing? Oh yeah. So last night, it's Monday night, I'm tired, I need to go to bed. What do I decide to do? I decide to tune into Day 9 TV. If you've ever watched StarCraft commentating, Day 9 is one of the best. So you should definitely check him out. Anyway, I was talking with him and he's doing his Fun Day Mondays on Mondays, right? He does his Fun Day Mondays. And his latest Fun Day Monday is the Dropship Drop. And the Dropship Drop is where you have this unit that is like it's called a Medivac, and it grabs up to 8 Marines. And now, if you know anything about StarCraft, it's just a guy with a gun. Basically, like the cheapest unit you can get as the humans, the Terran. Anyway, I play Terran, or at least do whenever I play StarCraft 2, which is very rarely. And I know how to do this sort of stuff. So I was like, you know what? To relax, because everything's sorted out now, to relax, I'll do Fun Day Monday, right? But then I read the clause. Fun Day Monday must be done on the Heart of the Swarm. Heart of the Swarm. Okay, Heart of the Swarm. Great. Okay, I don't have Heart of the Swarm. It's not out yet. It's in beta and I don't have a beta key. So I went to game, I got money and bought Heart of the Swarm, our year, to play Fun Day Monday last night before Fun Day Monday happened, because I was going to message Day 9 and say, hey dude, here's my Fun Day Monday, the first ever Fun Day Monday I've attempted from you. Yeah, that's what I plan to do, to relax, to chillax on my Monday night after all of this bollocks. Guess what happened, guys? Guess what happened? The beta key given to me by the product that I bought didn't work. It didn't work. It didn't work. So I was sat there on Monday night, just having paid after all this bollocks, trying to relax, and my beta key doesn't work. So I messaged Day9 saying, dude, sorry, I tried to play your Fun Day Monday, but I can't. I can't play Fun Day Monday because my Heart of the Swarm doesn't work. I bought it, it doesn't work. Anyway, I went to bed. Sensible thing, right? Sensible thing. I went to bed. I woke up in the morning with an email with a heart, a Day9 heart, and a beta key for Heart of the Swarm. He sent me a beta key. Yeah, he did. He sent me a beta key. I was like, oh, thank you. But before I used it, it wasn't his fault. So I messaged the company, phoned them up, and they gave me another one, and it did work. So I do have a spare one currently. Although I did tell Day9 that I didn't need it anymore, and he can take it back. But if he gives it to me, I can give it to you guys. Sound good? Yeah, but the United Kingdom does troll me. I have other complaints too, but I want to fight. Before the end of part 1, I'll tell you my win. Yeah, the insurance company, okay? I told you the story before, my insurance company. I moved house recently, as you know, and I phoned up my car insurance company and said, hey, I'm moving. I'm moving to Stourbridge from Somerset. And they're like, cool, no problem. Said nothing about it, just said there'll be a small surcharge. Okay, cool. I move house. The email comes, sorry, the letter comes with the change of finance from £700 a year to 2,000. Now, if any of you can do basic maths, that's basically 3 times. 3 times the amount. That's not a small charge. 3 times the amount. So I phoned them up. I was like, hi, yeah, go fuck yourself. And they were like, no, you got to pay. And I was like, no, go fuck yourself. So they're okay, we'll cancel it. Cool, no problem. There'll be a small administration charge. Now this should have rang alarm bells in me. I should have said, what small charge? But I said, fine, whatever, send me the details, I'll pay the bill. Anyway, a letter comes to me. And I open it up and it says, you owe us £400 or we're going to sue you. What? Why £400? My insurance was £700. You upped it to £2,000. But now you're telling me that I owe you still £400? Why do I owe you that? Oh, for extras that we can't cancel. I was like, every other company in the entire England wants to offer me insurance for my car for £600 for the entire year, not £400 to cancel my insurance with you. And I was like, what is your problem? And they were like, no, out of our hand, sorry, you got to pay it. So I was like, okay, go fuck yourself. And at this point, I may be saying that phrase, but I actually was saying it to the salesman. Go fuck yourself. I'm not paying it. They sent me another letter through saying that they will take the money one way or another. So I then have to phone up the national insurance fraud and watchdog and all that sort of stuff, saying, look, these guys are really trying to do a ringer for me. They forced me to not be able to cancel my insurance with them after absurdly trying to put up the price. With proof, because other companies are offering me for the same price as the one I was paying back in my old address, that this area should not warrant anything higher, right? Anyway, they then send a letter to my insurance company saying, shut the fuck up. I then get a letter from my insurance company saying, okay, we won't charge you this amount anymore. But that's not the end of it. That was fine. With the same company, I had my content insurance done, okay, from my old house. They sent me a letter saying, we're cancelling your content insurance because you changed your address, which means we now have 2 addresses on the system, and we're not sure which one needs the content insurance, your last one or your new one. Now, I want to draw you to a GIF of Jackie Chan going, what? I changed my address. I didn't add an address. I changed my address. I changed it, right? Change means I'm not living at one. I'm now living at another. Why? So they then said they're cancelling. So, no word of a lie, I then stopped my direct debit with them. They cancelled my insurance. So I cancelled my direct debit to make sure this incompetent company doesn't continue taking money from me. I then receive another letter saying that because I've cancelled my direct debit with them, that I'm in breach of my contract that they've cancelled. And that they want to sue me. The cancelled contract I'm in breach of. Wait. What? So first of all, you cancel my contract because I changed my address and you don't understand if the new address is my new address or my old address is my new address. But then you try and charge me for cancelling a contract that you cancelled. That's been my last 2 weeks. And when we come back, we're going to analyse some World of Tanks games. See you in a minute, guys.